So I don't normally do this, but I'm going to do a bit of a quick unboxing today. Not something I want to kind of do with this channel, but these shoes I'm very, very excited about, and I'm kind of cheating here because I've already actually taken them out of the box and I've put them on just to see how they feel. But I'm very, very keen to show what these are, and hopefully going to get to race in them this weekend, I think. So today I'm just going to be unboxing the Nike Next Percent 2s. I got my pair last Wednesday and love the colorway. There's kind of two colorways out at the moment. One's like a aqua or a kind of a turquoise, and one's like a silver, kind of white and black. If anyone knows me, I'm a pretty big Nike fan. Kind of ever since I made the switch. I wore Asics for probably 15 years of my life, and made the switch about kind of 2 years ago to Nike shoes. And the first kind of pair that I had was a pair of the Flyknit Zoom Flies, Zoom Fly 2s, and I've got very wide forefeet. I've got kind of bunions on both feet that stick out, and I always kind of had issues with rigid uppers, and basically I wore Asics Kianas for so long and always had pains and was never really able to run long distances with them without experiencing some pain. And as soon as I made the switch to Nike with the Flyknit mesh, it just made things a lot more bearable without having that kind of added pressure of the rigid uppers, and a little bit unstable. With the Flyknit it was quite flexible, which yeah, I enjoyed, but kind of going around tight corners it wasn't as fun. You kind of had a little bit of slippage in the shoe, and sometimes it felt like you were falling off the side of the shoe a little bit, which wasn't nice. But I still love those shoes, and I think I had about 5 pairs in total. And then I kind of went to, well, while I had those pairs of shoes, I kind of progressed through a few different variations and pretty much stuck to Nike almost exclusively, besides a pair of Brooks that I have and a pair of the Saucony Endorphin Pros, which I'll probably mention at some point down the track, but also one of my favorite shoes. So yeah, basically let's have a look at what they look like. So they come in a normal standard box. A lot of the 4% and Next Percents and even Alpha Flies used to have kind of a specialized box. Nothing really special about this one. And these also have like a race bag in them. This again doesn't, which is a little bit of a shame, but at the end of the day I've got probably 10 of those bags, so I'm not super short on them at the moment. So yeah, here we go. As I said, I've already opened these, so yes, it does look a little bit bare. And the good thing is, if I just show you the bib quickly, the bib matches the color of the shoes, which we'll see in a second. So this is what they look like. So they got a full length Zoom X foam all through the midsole, underfoot. Basically carbon plate that runs the length of the shoe, pretty stock standard now, same as the 4% or the Next Percents that have come before them. Really the major difference in this is the upper and the lacing. So if anyone has seen Nike's previous new racing shoe was the Alpha Fly, had kind of what they called an atom knit upper. So this has got the same upper, basically on the same base as what the old Next Percents were on. So I've kind of gone through 3 pairs of 4%. I've still got kind of 2 currently in, no, sorry, 4 pairs of 4%. One is retired, had a little bit of a blowout at about 650 Ks. One is currently sitting on about 800 Ks, which to be honest I haven't run in for a while. I usually just use it for my track sessions, but I've kind of transitioned another shoe into that hole at the moment. And then I've got 2, one's kind of sitting at around 300 Ks, which again was using from some of my track sessions. And then I've got another pair which is pretty much brand new. And to be honest, I don't know when I'll get to run in that again, because as I'll show you in a second, I've got quite a lineup of race shoes that are in their way. So basically I went through the 4% and absolutely love them, but as I mentioned with the upper, it was a little bit unstable sometimes, which was a bit of an issue kind of when you're running fast and going around tight corners in races. So when Nike brought out the Next Percent, jumped straight onto those, and it basically solved the issue of the little bit of instability. They kind of had a slightly wider midsole to forefoot, which just helped kind of go around the corners on your toes. The outsole on the base was a little bit stickier, so there was kind of less traction issues, and they kind of changed to what they called, from the Flyknit, they changed to what was called vapor weave, which was basically the technology that they use in racing boat sails. It's kind of like this very thin, super light, but very close knitted fabric, I guess. And I didn't mind it. To be honest, I've done a lot of racing in them, so I don't have too much of an issue with them, but they do, like I said, I've got bunions on both feet, especially on the right side, it's quite prominent, so they do restrict a little bit more than, or a lot more than what the Flyknit did, and sometimes I get some pain, just depends how I'm running and things like that. So when I tried on, I basically went through Next Percents, and then when the Alpha Flies came out, again, jumped straight onto those, because why not? And I haven't really run any Alpha Flies too much, but I found the upper really comfortable. It was similar to a feeling to what the Flyknit was, but it's a little bit more rigid. So yeah, it was just a little bit more stable than what the original Flyknit was, without having the total kind of restriction, I guess, of what the vapor weave was on the original Next Percent. So these are the Next Percents that I have, minus one pair. So I started with this green pair. They've now got about 700 Ks on them. Basically I use them for kind of tempo park runs and some track work during the week. They've gone through quite a couple of marathons now, quite a few halves, a lot of racing kind of a year and a half ago before everything kind of shut down, and still I got no issues with them. I still use them, as I said, for quick park runs. I've still gone kind of around 17 minutes in them. They're not as poppy as a brand new pair, but to be honest, they're still better than basically any other shoe, even brand new out of the box. So love them. Still got heaps of life in them, so I'll probably take them to, I think, around 1000 Ks. Not too bad on the bottom, got a little bit of wear on the front, but yeah, they're holding up quite well. Then I went to the Ekidens, which are probably still my favorite pair ever. So I'm potentially planning to race in these on the weekend, unless I can break in this new Next Percent pair. These, yeah, favorite colorway. Haven't probably got about 100 Ks on them so far. I've basically stuck to 5K races in these, and one half marathon. So haven't done a whole lot of training in them. They're just basically a pure race shoe at the moment. Probably for about 200 more Ks, and then I'll switch them over to training once the green ones are dead. And people wonder why I have so many shoes. And then I went basically to these, I can't remember what they're called, Valerian grey, I believe, and like a lime green. So I've got two pairs of these. One is basically brand new in the box, still hasn't come out, hasn't been worn. This pair I have worn for a 3K race, well, not really a race, but a 3K and a 5K race as well. So these have only got 8Ks in them so far. As you can see, pretty brand new. So this is a vapor weave. It's, yeah, quite still see-through, very light, still pretty breathable, and actually keeps a little bit of water out when it's kind of light sprinkle, which is nice. So yeah, exactly the same sole, base, rubber, carbon plate, everything as in the Next Percent 2s. As I said, the only difference is the upper. So I'm probably going to do a little bit of a run in these later, I won't be able to film it because it's going to be dark. But yeah, I'm super excited. I think I'm going to run in these on the weekend. So at the moment it's between this and the Ecodens, but yeah, I'll run in them later and see how they feel. But I put them on my feet for the first time yesterday and they were absolutely fantastic. So this isn't all my shoes. I'll probably do an episode down the track on all the shoes that I have, but it's going to take a little bit longer than what this one is going to. So I apologize in advance for that, but we'll see you later on. Cheers.